into recession.
Terms which are essential to survive are shot through the roof. Since then, the Fiscal and Monetary Policy authorities have been looking for ways to get Nigerians out of this predicament.
And I feel very, very happy that the contractors have fulfilled their promises based on the payments we have been making to them.
The story of this administration can be comparable to a fairy tale. It's amazing how this prudent manager has turned everything around. From scarcity of funds, abandoned projects, insecurity, it is truly incredible.
The Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Malam Muhammad MUSA BELLO, took over the wheels of office and the management of the Federal Capital Territory Administration FCTA on the 11th of November 2015 against the background of severe shortage of funds.
When this administration of President Muhammadu Buhari came on board, we had this basic desire to work on infrastructure, because we realized as a government that one of the critical areas that is pulling Nigeria back is the level of infrastructure. Of course, we came in at a time when the resources of Nigeria was at its lowest. So what we did was to sit down and prioritize. In the FCT, we inherited so many projects at various stages of completion. So we identified key projects that were almost nearing completion and that we felt was going to have the largest impact on the largest number of people. And basically these are roads, because we realized many of the roads projects, especially the major arterial roads that bring in traffic into the city and takes traffic outside the city, were overstretched.
After a comprehensive needs assessment of the FCT and armed with a vision to add a great measure of value, the minister directed his focus on the satellite towns and the area councils. This was after significantly delivering on the city projects.
Basically what we did was to concentrate the little amount of resources we had on major projects that we thought should be completed. And I'm happy to say that many of these projects will be off budget this year.
In the area of obligations, payments have been made to ensure continuation and even completion of various projects. For instance, the sum of over 100 billion naira has been paid to contractors handling various projects in the Federal Capital Territory. These include 1,508 indigenous contractors owed 100 million and below with matured bills, and for which provisions were made in the statutory budget.
Yes, the planning is by the I think 8 to 10 months to complete the bridge. This bridge is about 400 meters.
The FCT administration has completely paid for the first phase of the railway project to the tune of 17.04 billion naira. It has also paid a sum of 6.9 billion naira in the last quarter of 2016 and another 3.3 billion naira paid to over 403 other contractors with similar bills in the first quarter of 2017. From the last quarter of 2016 to the first quarter of 2017, the number of liabilities have come down to less than 70%. Pensioners' outstanding arrears have also been paid up to date with the release of 2.3 billion naira. These include all forms of entitlement to retirees under the FCT administration. It has also paid out a sum of 2.4 billion naira, which form part of its obligation to ongoing counterpart projects to JICA and other multilateral organizations. It has reinvigorated the school feeding program with a sum of 980 million naira.
The school feeding program is one of the cardinal components of the social investment program of the federal government, aimed at boosting the nutrition of pupils in schools, increase school enrollment, improve and enhance retention of pupils in school, particularly in the primary schools, which definitely will have a multiplier effect on the economy. This program will therefore give leverage to local farmers using agricultural crops grown within the FCT, while at the same time, employment opportunities will be created for our food vendors who are resident within the location where the schools are based.
We're working very hard to ensure all our programs are linked with one another. What is critical for us is that they don't select cooks from outside those communities.
The administration was concerned that Abuja was apparently acquiring the image of a huge camp of abandoned projects with gridlocks at strategic points of FCT highways and bypass as a result of uncompleted projects. Many connecting arterials have remained incomplete, including ramps, pedestrian bridges, tangent roads, loops, and interchanges, making navigating within the city a nightmare. Today, most of these roads, bridges, and interchanges have been completed. Pedestrian bridges have been serviced with walkways, making them usable by members of the public. Various infrastructural development have also been completed. For instance, the eastern portion of the Inner Southern Expressway Bridge, otherwise known as the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan Express Road, coming from Nyanya to the city's business district.
Oh, this is the best thing that has ever happened in this administration, especially to us that lives in Karu. No hold up, no traffic. Under a few minutes, you are home. In fact, it's really commendable.
This Nyanya access road, every morning, every evening, is a road that used to have a hold up that people get to walk late. But since they opened this road, you can leave your house in Karu, Nyanya, Maraba, wherever you are, and within 10 minutes you are in town. So it's commendable and it's a good achievement.
We are passing the other way. Going to the barrack here, you spend almost 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But since they opened this road, we are happy. Less than 10 minutes from the defense headquarters here, you are in the barrack. If you have any emergency operation, emergency delivering of work and other things, before you know you're in the barrack and go back to the defense again. I'm very happy for this.
If you can keep on doing this thing, automatically this government has no complaint. The road is very nice, the road is smooth.
Award and completion of the Villa Roundabout Bridge project, a major component of the Outer Northern Expressway Annex, namely the Murtala Mohammed Expressway, significant progress and partial opening of B6 and B12 roads, otherwise known as Constitution and Independence roads, respectively, traversing the World Trade Center and the diplomatic zones.
FCT residents and road users, the completion of the Bill Clinton Bridge is for us a promise kept by the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, who on his visit to this place on the 18th of April gave an ultimatum that he wants this bridge completed so that the gridlock that was experienced here and the man hours that was experienced here and its negative impact on the FCT economy will be a thing of the past. For us, it is history as we see the Bill Clinton Bridge rev into action. It's kudos to the activities of the FCT minister. It is kudos to his prudent management of resources. Who could believe that in an hour, in a time where we're talking about dearth of resources that the Honourable Minister was able to scrape and scratch resources to get this vital infrastructure complete.
The 15-kilometer Apo-Karishi road is ongoing. Completion of 16.5-kilometer Kuje-Gwakalada bypass road traversing major agricultural farms and farmlands could break gridlocks on the Gwakalada road.
Well, this road is a very important arterial road traversing one of the most important agricultural zones of the FCT. And as you can see on both sides of the road, we have massive farmlands where people are putting tremendous amount of investments. So I'm here as part of the policy of the administration of ensuring that infrastructure projects are completed.
The FCT has secured approval from the Federal Executive Council of the sum of 2.6 billion naira for massive construction of road infrastructure within the satellite town of Karu, Phase 2, Abuja.
The Federal Executive Council looked at a project for the augmentation of infrastructure in Karu Phase 2. As you know, Karu is one of the satellite towns of the FCT where a sizable number of people live there. So the project is extension of road network, rehabilitation of 31 different roads, short spans of roads in 5 sectors of the area. That's the Karu village extension itself, the Red Brick Estate, the Primus Hospital, the orphanage, and the Karu Hospital, as well as the police station, as well as the road opposite the EFCC training center, and then of course the FHA Phase 2 estate. The whole purpose of this project is to, when completed, provide infrastructural facilities for better access and movement for the population of Karu area and by extension the FCT. And we expect that by the completion of this project, which will last 15 months at a cost of 2.6 billion, the environment of that area will be enhanced, the property values will be enhanced, and then we will be able to replicate a standard of infrastructure that will also be commensurate to what we have in the city itself.
The administration has commissioned 300 housing units in Capital Estate in Kaba District on Kubwa Express Road. The project was executed by Abuja Property Development Company Limited, APDC, to tackle FCT housing deficit as well as lay the foundation for the second and third phases of the Minister's Estate Development Initiative. Today, the Abuja Railway is now up and running. It is indeed the first of its kind in the whole of West Africa. Airport travelers would also have a choice to use cabs or ride on trains from the airport train station to the Central Business District, Central Metro Station, or vice versa. It is indeed one of the fruits of the Federal Capital Territory Administration's passion to deliver on Mr. President's change agenda.
Each train station and corridor is an economic cluster of activities. Around train stations today you find hotels, you find shopping centers, you find residential facilities. Land values are going to go up. This is a huge thing. We saw this from reading the Abuja Master Plan prepared in 1978, and we started this project with that in mind. I'm happy and I'm very proud to stand by my brother, my former classmate at Barrier College, the current minister, who has the credit of completing this. I'm very happy for it.
The FCT administration has achieved significant restoration of street lights by procuring and installing 22 generators as backup for public power source.
On the health sector, the administration has remained alert to the threat of yellow fever, monkeypox, and polio. Milestones have also been recorded on other areas such as the Drug Revolving Fund Scheme, where a total of 2.94 billion naira has been expended. Karo General Hospital as well as the Zuba Cottage Hospital have also commenced skeletal services.
We already have what we need to start, but our target was for the 1st of May. So we are hoping that by the time we send this forward and we get approval, everything, other thing will be ready. Because what we have here are the basic equipment that they need to really go operational.
By the grace of God, this hospital, the FCT Zuba Clinic, will be functional on 1st May 2017. Thank you very much.
Introduction of payment system in FCT Water Board to stem revenue leakages and the completion of 1.2 megawatt solar power project in collaboration with the Japanese International Cooperation Agency has significantly reduced the cost of energy.
The waste collection ratio increased from 82% to 95%. Actually, we have introduced the job card system to check if the contractor has collected the waste actually from every part of the contracted area, and then this is a kind of monitoring system to check the contractor.
I've been involved a lot in the ex-post evaluation of completed projects of JICA in the water sector in Kasina, Bauchi, Kano, and even the National Water Master Plan. And what we normally do is after 5 years of completion of the project, we evaluate the project in terms of relevance, efficiency, just to improve the accountability of JICA's work in Nigeria.
The administration has deployed 11 units of walking floor transfer trailers, otherwise known as mobile waste disposal trailers, in very strategic areas like the airport road and Garki International Market for the on-the-go disposal of refuse.
Ensure that waste is properly containerized in FCT, and then instead of having the whole mass of waste on the ground, we have a container here, and then the people come in and then roll in their barrel from here and then get into the truck. The waste is contained here, and then when the truck is filled up, you can see the capacity of the truck and then the height and what it can contain. It takes some time. With the mass population that is here, I think this is what we need for this kind of environment. At least there will be less incidents of rodents and then scattering of waste on the floor.
It has taken measures to recover the huge debt owed the board. Today, out of the nearly 9 billion naira owed the agency, the administration has been able to recover more than 2 billion naira from a recovery rate that was less than 100 million before the inception of the present administration.
The Abuja Metropolitan Management Council has transformed the airport expressway into a modern driveway to serve as a beautiful, refreshing and welcoming gateway to the Federal Capital Territory like great cities of the world.
Both the beautification and the maintenance in which we packaging a beautification of at least 5 years. Plants are things that do not grow as you plant it and they just go away. It needs nurturing, it needs a kind of nutritional treatments and care.
The administration has provided credit facilities ranging from 70,000 to 2 million naira to budding entrepreneurs, as well as offered services such as business advisory, capacity building, assistance, and sometimes with workspace to needy inhabitants of.
Yeah, the clinic, to us, the private sector, we have never had it so good like this in this administration, because this clinic is showing that the private sector will now be mobilized to play the key role that's supposed to play in the economic development of the country.
FCT assessed its own allotment of 2 billion naira, which it is disbursing to successful applicants with very little or no collaterals. Under the fund, the FCT has established 2,150 different enterprises. It has also promoted 250 cooperative societies, each of which has a minimum of 25 members. On the whole, more than 4,500 residents have been impacted.
I want to thank the AEA, which was the agency nominated by the FCT minister to handle the project in Abuja. So I would like to say the event has been very, very, very successful.
Similarly, the administration is taking the One Village, One Product OVOP scheme of the Abuja Enterprise Agency round the area councils. The program is assisting rural farmers in the development of cottage industries on crops where they enjoy comparative advantage.
Our rural populace needs to be empowered, and there's no other way you can empower them other than through agriculture. So I talked to him about credit scheme, I talked to him about fertilizer, I talked to him about agrochemicals, I talked to him about seedlings, I talked to him about some specialized products like this coconut and what we have. And he started the considerations and started making some approvals. I'm aware that before I came here, for long they have not given out fertilizer to any farmer. Today we have fertilizer for distribution. As I'm talking to you, we have well over 8,000 bags of fertilizer.
The program is designed to upgrade the skills of participants and enable them acquire capacity to own businesses.
This program is our program because I'm a farmer and this is farming season. This fertilizer, farm implement, I've seen yam, and so many other things that have come to display here, Mr. Minister. I want to assure you that the resident of FCT would usually use this fertilizer so that there will be more food in FCT.
The present administration inherited a staff strength of over 28,000. The cheering news is that the FCT administration has not failed in its obligation of staff salaries, amounting to over 4.1 billion naira monthly.
Since he came into office, we have never had cause of complaint like other states of unpaid salaries or benefits. He also has a listening ear, and once his country is on a course, he ensures that it is logically followed through. Honorable Minister, sir, thank you for prompt payment of salaries. Thank you for payment of skipping. Thank you for the promotions. Thank you for conversion of our colleagues to consultant cadre. Thank you for stopping the exogram FRS staff, that's deduction from staff salary. Thank you for opening Super General Hospital. Thank you for effort in making Kara Hospital to work. Thank you for the ongoing bypass specialist hospital. Thank you for the advancement of hospitals in FCT. Thank you for reducing one-term and multiple taxation amongst the private hospitals when the Guild of Medical Directors are watching. Thank you for your considered position towards the autonomy of hospital members. Thank you for raising monthly recurrent expenditures on time. We have heard and heard of your good work, of your meekness and empathy towards the poor and physically challenged. God Almighty bless you and grant you long life.
The Federal Capital Territory is working